always remember there is light at the end of the tunnel.
What is that one piece of advice that you will give to everyone who's stuck in this place?
I would say giving up is not an option for you. Australia is very unpredictable.
PR pathways are very limited.
Many times people start crying in front of me during the consultation. I've been very honest in those situations. Visa is something you cannot give anybody 100% guarantee.
When we talk about migration, most people think of paperworks, deadlines, and visa subclasses. But behind every application is a person, someone chasing a dream, holding on to hopes, and navigating one of the biggest decisions of their life. And at the front line of these stories are people like my guest today. Neet Dhillon isn't just a migration agent, she's someone who's walked this journey herself. Having moved to Australia as a migrant, she knows firsthand the excitement, the uncertainty, and the weight of expectations that come with uprooting your life and starting over. For the past 5 years, Neet's been more than just a professional behind a desk. She's been a listener, a guide, and at times a counselor. She's seen people break down mid-consultations. She's carried their worries on her shoulders. And she's celebrated their victories as if they were her own. Today, we are going beyond the technicalities of visa. We are talking about emotions, the mental load, and the real conversations that happen away from the social media trends and immigration forums. This is about what it truly means to work in migration and the human stories we often overlook. Hello and welcome, Neet. Welcome to the show. It is a very big pleasure for me to welcome you on the show. And thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule and coming here. First of all, for our viewers who don't know you, if you would just throw some light on it.
Yeah, sure. And first of all, thank you for having me here. And it's always pleasure to have that deep conversation with you and, talking about what we do and if it can inform or inspire others like what we do. So that's always a pleasure. Those who don't know, I am Neet Dhillon. I am a registered migration agent. I've been working in this particular field for actively for last 5 years, but been interacting with international students and migrants for the last 10 years.
Amazing. So just like you said, you've been working in this field for 5 years and you've interacted with people on basically daily basis.
Yeah.
So that is where my first topic of conversation comes in.
Yes.
When the clients come to you, they're not just seeking for a visa advices, right?
True.
Sometimes they're carrying a lot of emotional baggage when they come in. Have you ever had people in front of you during those consultations where they have an emotional breakdown in front of you?
Absolutely. I would say every second consultation, we have this emotional breakdown. And I don't take it very lightly because I know when people are here in Australia, family separation is there, visa rejections are there, there's a lot of uncertainty. So I take those things very seriously. So I don't treat them as a case file when it happens. Many times people start crying in front of me during the consultation. So I'll just take a moment. I'll be treating them as a human being, those who need that compassion and that strength, not just like a visa applicant.
That's so great of you, ma'am. That's so great of you. So and okay, first of all, is there a technique? Is there your secret cheat code that you use to handle such situations, or you draw a line that okay, this part of the consultation is not your job? How do you do it?
Oh, that's something very tough. It's a very tough situation when, clients break down in front of you and, you are a professional, but at the same time, you're a human being, right? And people like me, I'm very emotional, very, very emotional. Being a mother of 3, that brings so much of empathy and so much of patience in me. So I don't rush on those consultations. I'll sit down, I'll listen to their story because sometimes people, they're here in this, a consultation, not only just for a strategy. They want somebody to believe in them. They just want to ventilate. And I'm always there because it is not just because I'm a migration agent. It is just because who I am, a very emotional person.
Commendable, really commendable. Very inspiring for all the people out there. Being a mother of 3 and still carrying on with your professional life so well that you're in the forefronts of the industry in Australia already. Just one question following that consultation part is that has any of that story stayed with you?
There are many, actually. Like, there are many. But one such story, I think, that stays with me from last 5 years. That was my first year of practice, and there was a family of five. I don't know if they are watching right now, they know what I'm talking. A family of five, three young kids, and they were on a bridging visa E when they approached me. And it was my first year of practice, right? But I know from my army background, I have learned like how to take those calculated risk, not like putting anybody into risk, but like that calculated risk. I knew that. I asked them, like, you have to go offshore to apply for visa subclass 494. It was a moment like when they were leaving, they were departing on that particular day. They came here in the office, and the eldest son, a 14-year-old kid, he looked at me and he said, like, will you be able to bring us back? And that just broke my heart. It was, I can still feel in my bones that particular moment. And they went to India, and then I was in touch with them through WhatsApp. And visa is something you cannot give anybody 100% guarantee. There was a lot of uncertainty in their case. They were banned also. There were few things. It was a very complex case. But I still remember, like, one day that kid, he messaged me, Auntie, I cannot stay India anymore. It was about 2 months back then. And can you bring us back? And that is when I realized, like, it is just not a case file. I really need to fight for this family, for their sense of belongingness. And they came back, and that was a victory.
Truly, this story, just by hearing to it, gives me chills, and I really understand the depth of your profession now. Like, the weight that you carry on
Exactly.
your shoulders. So, how would you say it? Taking it personally, or personally helps you, or taking it professionally helps you, or like balancing it out between the professionalism and taking the case personally. How does that work for you?
I believe it's more of a balance, right? You have to set boundaries. Like, when I'm here at work, I'm fully invested with my clients. It's all about work. It's all about my team. And when I'm home, I set a boundary. Like, that time is only for my kids, for my family. So it's more of a balance, and we have to maintain it. Like, I guess, like, it's every professional. They know what I mean, and they can relate. This is what we need to do every day. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you just mentioned about having a family, like, right? Maintaining that work-life balance. With this industry where every day some or the other thing is changing, you get regular updates. So it is a very stressful environment.
It is.
How do you manage to have a work-life balance as a migration agent and as a businesswoman, both?
Okay. So I think there are few things that are non-negotiable, like, especially when I have to, self-care is something that I do a lot. I swim at least 4 to 5 times a week. I exercise almost every day. I meditate every weekend. So these are few things like I do for myself, because if I love myself, then only I can love my family. I can love my clients. I can love my team. This is what I believe. So prioritizing, like, okay, self-love, and at the same time, balancing my family, what I do. I have a very supportive husband, I must admit that, who just not stand, behind me. He stand besides me, shoulder to shoulder. And that's one thing I think that is helping me a lot. And another thing what I do, like, I know my kids are going to get up in the morning at, let's say, at 6:30. So I prioritize myself before that. So I'll get up at 4:30, do all my self-care things just before they get up. And even nighttime, if I have to do my research, my submissions, so I put them into bed by 8:30, and I will be up until 1, until 2. And my clients know that, like, they will be getting all those late night emails. Yeah.
So yeah, like a lot of books that say that all the leaders and all the successful people start their mornings early. I can clearly see that it's not just written in the books. I can see the people who practice them,
It
like you.
helps.
It really helps them a
It
lot,
helps.
right? And how does a stressful day at work for you look like? And how do you decompress or you come out of that stressful day after going home? What is your favorite activity to do
Okay.
to get out of that stressful zone?
Okay, so firstly, a stressful day at work, how does it look like? When you wake up and the policy has changed and you have to inform hundreds of your clients, you have to meet the deadlines. When some, like, let's say 10 of the visa deadlines on one particular day, and all of your team is working on those deadlines, that's a stressful day looks like here at Visa Empire. Our team is so supportive. They work extra hours, after hours, and that's how we meet the deadlines. And to yeah, so now, like, how do I do it? Like, if I have to go back home, and what I do, like, I try to spend a lot of time with kids because their laughter, their energy, that helps a lot to, come out of that zone. So I believe in changing zones, like, when you go home, so for 10 minutes I may sit in the car, change my zone completely, go to home, and then spend some time with kids.
So you change your zone by from becoming a boss lady in the office to being a mother at home.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
Yeah.
All of the working women, I think that's what they do. And yeah.
Do you feel the pressure of impacting people's life when you're at work?
I think it is something that we take very seriously, especially when clients come to you and they say you are our last hope. We have already seen so many rejections. We have already gone to so many agents. They are being scammed by unregistered agents, and they come to you and they say you are our last hope. This is something you have to take it so seriously. And when it comes to that particular moment, you don't see your clients as just case file. You are more like human, and you work with so much of empathy and compassion.
You just spoke about non-registered agents, right?
Yeah.
With all the Instagram and TikTok reels, every person giving out advices who are not even registered, who don't even have the first end knowledge. They're just there to increase their views, make money out of the views that they make. How do you feel about them when they're passing on some information that is inaccurate but still have thousands of followers who are getting those not first-hand information and incorrect information? How do you feel about those things?
Social media, I would say it's a double-edged sword, right? On one hand, if you see these TikTok, Instagram, it gives you a lot of knowledge. It opens up your mind. But at the same time, there are people, those who, for the sake of views, right, what they do, they overload you with a lot of information that is not necessary for you. And it creates a lot of mental noise. So what I recommend the viewers, right, those who watch this migration content, what they should be doing, they should always see, like, whatever they're watching, is it by some registered migration agent, or it is just any unprofessional talking about anything, and that may not fit into your scenario. So they think, like, sometime, with these kind of social media activities, when clients come to us, they are so confident. They think they already know their pathway, whereas, like, what they have come up with, that's not making any sense to us. So I think looking at the content, you should always check whether it's by a registered migration agent or a lawyer, not just by anyone.
And do these clients who watch such videos, and when they come in front of you, does it make your job very difficult? And how do you, like, if people are misinformed and they're coming in front of you just by a social media channel, how do you handle such situations? How do you assure them that what they've seen is probably incorrect and, getting that trust back?
Yeah. It actually makes our job difficult, I would say, and every migration professional can relate this, because people come with, like, I see this is the video, I watched this video, and this person is saying this, why, but you are saying this, why, right? And then you have to be honest, and you need to give them clarity. You cannot be sugar-coated that, okay, yeah, it will work for you. So I've been very honest in those situations, and I always, like, tell them, like, this is what your pathway is, and if you trust us, go ahead with us. Otherwise, like, we can't help. Yeah.
Correct. And okay, so if you want to pass on that one piece of advice for the people who watch migration content a lot, because we can't blame them. They're anxious about their future. They want some clarity.
Exactly.
They want something that gives them a hope on daily basis. Okay, I will be able to establish my future here or whichever country they are in.
Yeah.
What is that one piece of advice that you'll give them that also, takes them to the correct information and at the same time make sure that they get hope from that social media account? Yeah.
I would recommend, like, whenever you're watching any migration content, always remember this 30-second of video, it cannot actually shape your future, right? It is, look, okay, this content is there to open up your mind, but not shaping your future and not changing your strategy. You should always book a full-fledged consultation with a registered migration agent or a migration lawyer and try to navigate all the best pathways. And sometimes I have seen even people have taken one advice and they don't bother to check that advice, like double check that advice. And sometimes that advice is also not correct if it's done by a migration professional who is not experienced. So that's another thing they have to keep in mind. And watching this social media content, it is okay. It is opening up your mind, but don't take it that serious that you can just rely on that for your future.
And when they watch that, okay, so it's a way that of them doing their homework before they book an appointment with a migration agent like you, right? So how many of your clients do their homework correct or incorrect?
I would say with the, with the recent updates and changes and social media awareness, 50% of our clients, they are already well versed with the migration strategies, policy changes, and everything else. So that makes your job easier at some point because at least they know, okay, what this visa subclass 189 is, right? You need not to explain them from a scratch, okay, what it is all about, right? So that makes your job easier. And at the same time, sometimes it is misleading. Like some of the information they take from social media is misleading.
So that gives you a foundation to work upon.
Yep.
And do you see a difference between the people who regularly, keep themselves informed about these changes as a client, or you would prefer someone who is not updated and who's a clean slate? You can probably, investigate into his profile and give him the correct piece of advice tailored to his file. Which one would you prefer?
I would say a clean slate because it's always easier to write on a clean slate rather than, when somebody is already occupied with a lot of information and they are overwhelmed, they are anxious, they are uncertain themselves and they make you confused in that situation. Right?
So let's say if the ultimate power has come down and granted you this one wish, that okay, what is that one wish that if it's granted to you that you wish every client of yours should know before they attend this consultation? That one thing, what is that most important thing that you would wish every client of yours would know?
Okay, at least they should know what they are studying, what it is leading them to, right? They are studying agriculture. Let's say I'm just talking about bachelors of agriculture, and they are not even sure that there is no skills assessment straight after studies. Like this is something like, you are super shocked and surprised. They have invested 3 years in their studies and they don't know what's the permanent residency pathway. So one wish that I really wish, actually, if I have the superpower, at least when they start studying, they should know what is the permanent residency pathway after those studies. At least this much they should know.
Okay, so at least their background, like if they could do a bit of research onto their profession, not entire at the scale, but just their profession.
Exactly.
That's going to help you, right?
Yep, that would help.
And coming down to the delays that are going on right now with the immigration side of things, the processing time has increased exponentially a lot.
Yes.
There have been no huge invitation rounds recently, and the PR pathways are very limited. How are your clients coping up mentally with this situation right now?
It's very stressful. I would say it is very stressful, and everybody needs to take care of their mental health at this point. All of our viewers, because there's so much of uncertainty. They have invested a lot in their studies. They have invested like resources, time in their PT exam, NATI exam, professional years, and no invitations are there. And especially for those who have studied IT degrees, very costly IT degrees, and now no prediction for invitation rounds to happen or at how many points. So at this moment, everybody needs to take care of their mental health. They have to plan a strategy, like what would be their backup plan. They should have some supporting employers who are willing to sponsor them, and not only on the basis of their education, they should look into their work experience and how their work experience can actually support their permanent residency pathway.
Are you seeing a difference in their emotional well-being because of this?
Definitely. You can, like, they are frustrated, and you can clearly see that frustration during consultations. So much of anxiety. People are suffering from mental health issues. I've seen clients and how they break down during consultations. It is impacting a lot. And that's what I'm saying. Like, self-love and self-care is very important, very, very important at this stage when you are planning for your permanent residency. At this moment, you really need to take care of yourself emotionally, physically, mentally. You really need to take care of yourself.
And how do you, on your side, help them? For the people who are mentally exhausted, burnt out of this emotional roller coaster happening because of their immigration status, and they're just waiting for a concrete answer into their personal lives. Stuck onto multiple decisions in their life. They just want an answer. How do you help them?
Yeah, as a migration professional here at Visa Empire, and all of our counselors here at Visa Empire, we work with a lot of empathy and compassion for our clients. We even call them after hours just to check, like sometime during consultation when we know that they are not mentally well. I even call them after hours just to check whether they are okay. I give them access to my email 24 into 7. And if I'm awake, even late night, if they are sending me an email, I can see that anxiety in that email. I would try to address it then and there, so that like they have a solution and they can have a peaceful sleep. This is how we help at Visa Empire our clients, and we try to like give them an answer, not leaving them in that uncertainty.
And okay, what is that one piece of advice that you will give to everyone who's stuck in this place?
Yeah.
Your client or not your client, how do they help themselves in this situation?
It's all about mindset, I would say, and the positive thinking. That's what they need to work on. Always remember there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light, Australia is very unpredictable. And if you go back to that 2022 invitation round, how chefs got invited at 65 points, how motor mechanics got invited at 65 points. And those people, even those times, those who were so demotivated, they did not lodge their EOIs thinking that it would never happen. They lost that opportunity. So I would say, like, always be very positive. Positive thinking can change your life. I have seen it and I can endorse it. Like, it can change your life. Whatever you are thinking, you become that person, right? So if you're thinking today that permanent residency is something that is destined and it will come to you, you will definitely get it.
And what is something that people don't see that you as a migration agent do in their files? Like, let's say I come to you with my file, something that I cannot see myself, but you do as a professional. What is that thing?
When we work on a file, it's not a file for us. We know it's somebody's future. It's not just that visa applicant, the whole family is associated. They have taken loans, they are in debts back home in India or in Nepal, wherever they are from, right? They have like that emotional burden, and that weight is there on their shoulder. So we understand that. So when we are working on their profiles, we take it so seriously, and we do it with so much of professionalism, and we don't take any case lightly.
And if someone's losing hope about their PR status,
Yeah.
and if they're with their migration status, that one line of wisdom
Yeah.
for them, someone who's losing hopes, probably visa expiring really very soon, they've worked on their files for years, nothing has worked out,
Yeah.
pretty much they're just left with an option of going back. What is that one line that will give them a bit of hope today, that you'll just tell them
Yeah.
that person will keep on listening 10 times a day and it'll feel better?
Okay. I would say giving up is not an option for you, right? You have already taken a giant step, and a giant decision, a big decision in your life coming to Australia, and you're already halfway. So giving up is not an option. Be very positive and be courageous and take some risk, calculated risk. Go to regional, move to regional. If there are employers in regional ready to sponsor you, take that bold step in life. I understand you are settled in metropolitan cities, but if that's not helping you, you really need to take that bold step. And any time in life when you take risk, that is where you actually get that happiness, and that is where you actually get that success.
Thank you so much, Neet. It was amazing talking to you today. I just hope a lot of our viewers sitting out there watching this video have felt a bit better by just listening to your wise words. A lot of people out there chasing their dreams in different professions got to learn a lot from you, how to manage a personal life and professional life, how to have that leader's mindset, have the courage to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, have to, be able to balance your family, your profession, be a boss lady at home, wind down to be a mother at home as well. So, yes, thank you so much, Neet.
Thank you.
We got a lot
Thank
from you today.
Durgesh. It was
really
amazing.
amazing.
Thank you. Same here.
Yeah. What you just heard wasn't just a conversation. It was a window into the real, raw, and often unspoken side of migration. Neet's insights today reminded us that behind every visa file is a human being with emotions, expectations, and sometimes exhaustion. If you felt heard, or even just a little more informed today, do us a favor. Hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to our channel. We've got more powerful stories and real talks coming your way. The migration agent, clients, and experts who are living this journey every single day. This podcast is for you, the student figuring it all out, the family holding on to hopes, or the professional trying to make sense of the shifting rules. You're not alone. Thank you for tuning in into Unfiltered Conversations podcast. I'm Durgesh, your host, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care of yourself and keep pushing ahead.